Let's go.
It's your back, it dey keep passing. It dey bring out the best thing. I dey feel your recipe. Make you give me that recipe. Fine, fine. Yeah, you fine. You so divine. I dey feel you die.
What's happening, people? We got a new episode of Awesome Entertainment. It's your boy Joel Awesome. All right, we talking about the Marvel, was it Hall H? Comic-Con presentation where they dropped all these bombs. Doomsday about to come out 3 days after my birthday. Thank you, Marvel. I don't know why y'all did. Y'all ain't have to do me like that, but that's cool. But yeah, let's talk about it. Black Panther, Ghost Rider. What else did they say? There was some more surprises, right? But the video got it. New rock stars. They video. I'm gonna react to it. I'll pause it in between, but I'm gonna break it all down. It might be a little long video.
Panel in 2026. Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and I literally just got out of Marvel's Hall H panel at San Diego Comic-Con. And in this video,
and some people were like saying it wasn't enough. They didn't show enough. I thought they showed enough, man. I thought they put a good foot forward. They didn't overreach because they've been overreaching so many times. They didn't put out a whole slate, and they're like, "Oh shit, we couldn't do this shit last time." Then they put out Kang, and this nigga went through a white girl in the car and ran from her. So they got a new nigga out for Black Panther. So they don't like, hey, look, they were saying stay away from white women. I was watching Toasted. Was it Double Toasted? It's like stay away from white women.
Everything announced to the panel. And
if you Black Panther, you might as well just abstain for now.
I have been meeting so many amazing fans here in San Diego.
Yeah, shit ain't work out for Kang.
Thanks to the ones who chose to wear gear from our merch store, nerdright.shop. Also, I saw this post by you, Natty Ninja 1, and your family, who are all rocking Spidey designs. Adorable. Find all of our designs.
Yeah,
it was really a bunch of highlights from Avengers Endgame, from the portal moment.
All right, yeah. I don't want to hear nothing about the trailer. I'm not into spoilers, even though some of these introductions are spoilers.
Ghost Rider. Gosling came out on stage to the 2019 remaster of the 1977 song Ghost Rider by protopunk band by this name that I can't say on social media. Gosling said that Ghost Rider was a character he's wanted to play for a long time.
No, this is a character I've wanted to play for a very long time. So
let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. First off, I don't know how to feel about it. I do know how to feel. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's kind of like when RDJ was casted. When RDJ was casted as Doom, it was like, I like that what they're gonna. Actually, I like that more because I like what they're gonna do with him having the same face as Tony Stark. It might mentally fuck the rest of the Avengers, but if it's a variant thing, they might fuck that up. That's neither here nor there. I think he's a good actor. I love Project Hail Mary. That was dope. That shit was fire. But he was kind of like himself. He's the funny, charming guy. That's what he's supposed to be. I don't want Ghost Rider to be like that. I want Ghost Rider to be like a badass. Like I want Ghost Rider to be like, yo, like I like the way Robbie Reyes was portrayed in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like that was dope. And for a TV show, I always think like Ghost Rider is the type of character you can't have in no TV show because he's got a flaming head, flaming motorcycle. He's sending people straight to hell. Like you can't do that with a TV budget. To me, you toning it down. It's like doing Green Lantern on TV. I think it's you toning down the budget on this. This is some spectacular things that we need to see, And I think with Ghost Rider doing a movie is the best move, even though Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did a great job. Like he was burning the shit out of people every episode. I was like, hey, look, I was happy. I had no complaints with him. At least, you know what I mean? But for Ryan Gosling to get the Ghost Rider spot, I wasn't expecting it. I didn't have anybody in mind that I was like, he got to play Ghost Rider. I really didn't. But I just hope they don't go goofy and funny with it. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be rated R. I can't see you do a Ghost Rider PG-13. Like he's sending people to the depths of hell. He's making people feel the pain and torture people. You can't, that's got to be R. So I think he could do it because he's a good actor. But I just think Marvel's not going to do it. Disney's not going to do it. They're going to make it goofy. They want to try to make him Deadpool. And they got Ryan and Ryan trying to be Deadpool and Ghost Rider. And they're going to try to take the R-rated path but make it goofy at the same time. I think it's gonna fall right. It's gonna fall right where it always do, right there mid. You know what I mean? Because it's got to be hardcore. You know, Blade goes talk about Blade. Where the fuck Blade at? How he got a movie coming out in 2 years and y'all ain't got Blade done in about 9? That's crazy. Either way, Blade, Ghost Rider, who else? Punisher. You know what I mean? Like we can't have them dudes goofy, and Punisher was perfect. Like the Punisher special presentation was cool. It wasn't perfect, but it was cool as far as violence and the serious tone that was needed. I hope they do the same with Ghost Rider. Like I hope they do the same, but it kind of feel like, why would you do that with this? You got a funny guy, like you might as well make him funny, but you know, fuck it. You know, sometimes people just want to lock in and do some serious shit. And maybe he could surprise us on some Heath Ledger shit. Like, oh, damn, that was cold as fuck. You took this shit some other way. You know, that's what only anybody could hope for. But I'm not mad at the Ghost Rider pick. I think the only thing is like, and this is my thing with Marvel. They keep skipping steps. We're not at Ghost Rider yet. Y'all got to tighten up some of the shit you got out here. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like some of the characters, you can't just like forget about characters and be like, oh, well, we fucked up Ant-Man, so we just gonna use them in the Avengers movie and fuck off. Like, nah, bro, y'all gotta get it right. Go back, do it right, do a special presentation, bring some people in, make them enjoy shit, but like do it right and get right with the other characters you got now before you start ruining new characters. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's how I see it. Like, come on, man. What my sound?
Kevin, Hall H, thank you.
And for the director, Kevin Feige mentioned that he had seen a full cut of Star Wars Starfighter. Yes, apparently that movie coming out in May 2027 is done. And Feige and Disney are so impressed with that movie and some fresh new thing that was brought to it to hire its director, Sean Levy, director of Deadpool and Wolverine, to direct the MCU Ghost.
Now, I will say this about Sean Levy. I don't know, you know, his catalog like that. I'm not a Star Wars guy, so I'm gonna check that out, but I don't know what time I'm gonna check it out. All right, I'm gonna see the Star Wars stuff. I'm gonna start from the beginning and catch up because I ain't watched them yet like y'all watched them. So I'm trying to get on y'all level. But we talking about directing. What he did with Deadpool was fire. Like I can't hate on the directing. I think the writing of the story could have been a little bit better, but who gives a fuck? It's Deadpool. Like let's just get on with it. Let's get the fights. We got everything we needed. I thought it was directed very well. Like he stayed true to the comics, which I think is kind of easier to do with Deadpool because he's such a funny guy, and MCU they wanted to be, you know, funny. But he stayed true to the comics. It wasn't like anything forced on you. It was like, this is Deadpool ripped out the page and put, you know, directly on the screen. Same with Wolverine. Like it was good. Like I had really no complaints on the directing. So him directing Ghost Rider, if he's like, yo, we're gonna stay true to what the energy and the aura, as the kids say, of the character is supposed to be, I think he gonna cook. Like that's gonna be some fun shit, you know. That'd be some fun shit to direct, man.
We don't know if it's gonna be Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider exactly, but it's coming in 2028.
Let's run.
I want to know how scary they're gonna make it though.
In 2028.
They didn't say when in 2028. Since Black Panther 3's release date is December 15th, 2028, I would think that would put Ghost Rider either in that May 5th, 2028 spot, if something
that's
else
crazy.
doesn't take
So
it,
Ghost Rider
or July 28th,
2028,
2028, which is currently one of the TBD Marvel movie dates that were reserved by Disney. Next, Jon Bernthal came out on stage to try to get Feige to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day, even though the movie's coming out in 5 days.
Friday, July 31st. That's the future, right? This Friday, yes.
This Friday. This Thursday, Birdie bought my tickets.
And which film is that, sir?
They showed a scene.
Oh no, I don't want to see no Spider-Man. I don't want to see none of the trailers. See, that's where y'all got me effed up at. I ain't seen nothing to this point. I don't watch the trailers, man. Don't spoil the movie. If you, I'm a Marvel head, bro. I go to every Marvel movie. If I like it, I'll go multiple times. I know I'm going. I know I'm going to the Marvel movies. There's no point in me watching the trailer. I want to see everything. Like, to me, at this point in time, everything's a spoiler. You know, and I'm such a comic book. I won't say I'm a comic book fan like that, but I like comic books. I try to get into them as much as I could, had the time to. Love the cartoons, love all the characters and the character arcs. I want to be surprised when I see it. Like when I watched Deadpool, I didn't watch no trailers. No trailers, not one. So even seeing Sabretooth to me was a surprise. Even seeing, oh, damn, that's the guy who played Toad. You know, that was a surprise. But y'all saw that in the trailer. It was like, okay, well, we saw that. To me, I was like, oh, shit. You said Toad. I was laughing at some of the jokes, you know, a little bit too hard because I ain't seen them yet. You know what I'm saying? They had some of the jokes in the trailer that, you know, it's like, oh, okay. But to me, I was over there, you know, bellyache laughing because I ain't never seen that shit. That's how I'm gonna do it. That's how I'm doing with almost all the Marvel movies. Not all of them, but, you know, if it's a show, I watch the trailer because the show got about 10 episodes. So there's a whole bunch of stuff to see. But just a movie, it's like 2 hours. Like I don't need to see nothing, man. I don't see nothing going in, and we're gonna keep it that way. I got my tickets. I even ran out the theater, man. I was watching, I forgot what movie. I was watching, I think King Kong or something. And they were playing the Deadpool trailer. I jumped up and ran up out the theater. Like my car was on fire.
Hannah John Kamen, Lewis Pullman, David Harbour, Rebecca Romaine.
I don't even like seeing that all these niggas is in the movie, actually. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to skip ahead. We know Doomsday coming. Deadpool did show up at the little Comic-Con thing, and they didn't know it was Deadpool. One, he must have not said nothing, because if he talked, they would know it was him while they was taking all those pictures. But yeah, Deadpool's going to be in it. Once again, that's kind of a spoiler. I didn't even want to know. I want that to be a surprise. You know what I mean? That's not a surprise, but I want it to be a surprise, you know? There's a bunch of Marvel characters they ain't even mentioned that they said were in the movie, or that they ain't mentioned yet for the movie. So I'm skipping ahead all this Doomsday stuff, man. I don't need all that. Okay? These dudes still talking Doomsday, I think. But this is what we need to get to. The Broheen. All right, man. So they recasted, or they didn't recast. Oh, shit, I can't even pause it good. Man. Look at me. Rookie. Let's talk about it, man. I need a good stopping point. All right, boy. The boy David Jonsson got the part. He is the new Black Panther. Everybody says he's a cold-ass actor in The Long Walk and Alien Romulus. I ain't seen neither one of them motherfuckers. So I have no clue. I don't doubt that he's a great actor. They wouldn't cast him if he wasn't a fucking good actor. Like that's one of the things, like, I didn't even need to think, like, is he a good enough actor? Bro, they wouldn't even fucking wasted their time casting a new Black Panther if he wasn't a good actor. There's no way. Is his accent gonna be right? That's not some shit I'm even worried about, because they wouldn't even waste their fucking time. You think, you know how this is one of the biggest franchise they had, made, I think, $1.6 billion on the first movie, made $800 million on the second movie with no T'Challa. They trying to bring in a new T'Challa, hype him up with Doomsday and Secret Wars. You know, like, they're not going to put that much time, that much investment in a dude who can't act. Like, you already know this nigga's a cold actor. I ain't never seen none of his shit. I'm like, oh, he one of them ones. And he's like, they say he about 33, which is crazy to me. He's 33. By the time the movie drop in 2028, he'll be 35, playing a teenager. When they say black don't crack, that's wild, man. I might give me a teenager role, you know. Hey kid, let me play Miles Morales. Now, I'm too big to play Miles, but that's crazy. You know, congrats to the dude. I can't wait to see it. You know, it is a shame that they didn't just cast him as T'Challa. He should just be T'Challa, and we could just say, yo, but they should have never killed. Well, let's just start from there. They should have never killed off T'Challa in the first place, but it's Marvel. You can just bring him back from the dead. Either way, they should have stuck with the original. They would never kill Clark Kent. They'd never kill Bruce Wayne. You shouldn't have killed T'Challa. But regardless, T'Challa Jr., TJ's in the bitch. At this point in time, I ain't gonna fight again. Ain't no point in fighting it. It's what it is. So he gonna be Junior. What I would have did, what I thought they was gonna do. I want to say what I would have. What I would have did was brought T'Challa back. But what I thought they were gonna do was do Doomsday and Secret Wars, with Shuri as the main Black Panther, and they were gonna make him like a 12 to 15-year-old in the Young Avengers, right? I thought they were going to do a whole Young Avengers, but since they fucked up with the Young, which, I would have brought him in. You could have brought in Miles. You could have brought, and added to that lineup. The Young Avengers lineup was so trash. They didn't scrap the whole thing. That's one of them situations where they was almost cooking. Because you have the Avengers, then you have different Avengers. Like you have the Thunderbolts were supposed to be a different Avengers, but when they started putting out flops, they stopped saying that shit. They was like, look, don't even associate that shit with the Avengers because we don't know if it's going to be good. But you could have the Avengers, the Dark Avengers, the Multiversal Avengers, the Mighty Avengers, the West Coast Avengers. There's so many different layers of Avengers with so many different layers of the characters that it could have been crazy. So the Young Avengers was definitely on my list. It was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be dope. And then obviously they put flop after flop after flop after flop after flop. And then I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be trash. And I would have put a young Black Panther in that. That way you don't take away from Shuri and let her do her thing as the main Black Panther. Had him in his movie with the Young Avengers while you build them up. That's what I would have did. But I feel like once again, they skipping steps. They just trying to jump ahead to whatever's gonna make them some bread. Which I think the slow burn would have made you some more bread, but that's just me. That's just me. But they gonna, I'm still excited to see what he gonna do. I would have brought, like I said, they flopped with the Young Avengers, so there's no point even trying to do that. But it's kind of fucked up how they did Homegirl. They're like, yo, you in, you out. Even her movie as the Black Panther, she was the Black Panther for about 2 minutes. Like she wore the suit at the very end. And she fought. That was her only real fight, I think. You know what I mean? And I did enjoy the movie. It was a good movie. Stupid idea. Good movie, though. Like, I don't know why they killed off T'Challa, but the rest of the movie was cool. Okoye was my favorite in that movie because she was kicking some ass, even though she fucked up and got lost a job. But I liked her storyline in that. But, I'm excited to see what he can do, man. The sound be slow in this one, man.
Is he going to be someone who came of age in Battleworld?
He definitely don't look
did
like
not go
that
into
kid.
any details about how T'Challa Jr. will grow up and come of age, while presumably
Come on, man. You did Homegirl wrong, man. You did her wrong, man. Like, y'all done already put her out there. Let people hate on her. She took all these bullets for y'all. You know what I mean? All the racism and all the hate. And y'all done gave her one movie, made her the Black Panther the very last second. Man, she better get some shine in the Doomsday. I'm not even like a Shuri advocate like I was hoping for sure. I wanted y'all to bring T'Challa back, but you put her in there, man. Give her some respect, man. Put some respect on her name. That shit was fucked up. I mean, I don't say it's fucked up because you need to bring back T'Challa, but you brought in a junior. Now everybody want to hype him up. Is she gonna get enough clout in the movie? Y'all gotta put some respect on her name. Do not just kill her off, man. Do not just kill her off, man. That's it. I feel bad.
M'Baku will stay roughly the same.
Because she did a good job, especially in that first movie. She was the star in the first movie. I think something's going to happen in Doomsday, and some of these kids are going to experience time dilation when some of these kids just start living their lives in pieces of Battleworld. Either way, I think Black Panther 3 must be after Secret Wars. So just to round up the release dates as we know them to be, Spider-Man Brand New Day it's after Secret Wars. Secret Wars is 2027. And then Ghost Rider
becomes a guilt trip.
But the question is, how have y'all not got Blade though? How have you not got this movie done, bro? He said he want to put him in leather and have him just killing vampires. That would have been dope. Matter of fact, do that for 3 straight hours. Just 1 3-hour fight of Blade just going ham for, you know what I mean? Do something different. You know what I mean? Fuck it. That's what I would be like. You know, we would be straight 3 hours telling the story within the fight. But this dude has just been bloody as hell killing vampires.
Certainly thought that was going to be the summer 2028 movie. So why no announcement here? Well, one theory is that Kevin Feige is saving the announcements of the Mutant Homecoming to Disney's Marvel Studios for D23 on August 14th. Because if Sadie Sink is the mutant Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day, they might just want to wait for 2 weeks after Brand New...
Look, man, I don't believe it. They think she Jean Grey. This shit, they throwing y'all off, bro. They're telling all the scoopers and telling all the leakers that she's Jean Grey. I think Spider-Man did do a show or something with Jean Grey. But that shit just wouldn't make no damn sense. Why would she be Jean Grey in Spider-Man now? With the Hulk, the Punisher, and Jean? And no Scott? You gonna introduce Jean with no Scott? Or you gonna introduce all the X-Men? You gonna bring everybody in on... Did I just spoil it? I hope I didn't spoil it. They might do that shit. They might bring in all the X-Men. But for me, I would have just did Firestar. And then you could have brought an Iceman, who's also an X-Men. But like, because you do the Spider-Man and Friends thing. Like I said, I really don't know where this movie's going. I didn't watch the trailers. But I just don't. I'm not putting my money on Jean. Everybody's saying Jean too much that it's got to be a misdirect. It's got to be. And if it is, the secret was a lame ass secret because it was out from 2 years ago almost. They've been saying this about her. So what kind of lame ass secret is it that we all knew this shit from 2024? Nah, man, we can't roll with that. She ain't Jean, my nigga. I ain't buying it, man. Clip this and we'll come back. We gonna watch it when the movie come out in 2 damn days. She ain't Jean, bro. Don't believe that shit, man. She Firestar or she Gwen Stacy. They gonna dye her hair blonde because the other chick was a redhead. They dyed her hair blonde. The other chick was a blonde head and they dyed her chick hair red. That's what they do for some reason for the blonde chicks, they hire redheads and dye their hair. And for redheads, they hire blondes and dye their hair. It's a weird thing. But I think she might be Gwen Stacy. My money on Firestar. Why Jean? It doesn't make any sense to have Jean with no professor and no... Like, who... I mean, I think they did do... Like, that, come on, bro. We reaching with that one. Go Firestar. Go Iceman. Maybe they'll replace Iceman with somebody else. To me, you got the Punisher. It should be... I've been saying it should be Daredevil, Kingpin. I don't know who the villain is. I think maybe Doom might be in this bitch making people go off. So, like, the Hulk snaps... And maybe the Punisher snaps. And then maybe Spider-Man might snap and turn into Man Spider. I'm not sure. I didn't see the trailer. Don't tell me. I hope I ain't ruining it for you. And maybe Jean Grey is the one making everybody go crazy, and she's being controlled by Doom. I don't know. That seems a little complicated. It seemed a little complicated for me to get to that point. It seemed like introducing Jean Grey would make the whole thing way more complicated. But if it's like the mutant gene is going off and people are turning into mutants and maybe she came out of nowhere, I just can't see Jean, man. I feel like that would be such a big distraction from Spider-Man. You know what I mean? We talking Spider-Man and you gonna bring in the X-Men and have everybody talking about Jean. It's not gonna be for no 5 minutes. If you was going to bring Jean in or like Cyclops or any big name hero in a Spider-Man movie, they're going to get about 10 minutes. The same way in Deadpool, they brought in Chris Evans to be Human Torch, right? You're not going to leave Human Torch in the movie for the whole movie. He going to steal the show and everybody we always talking about that. And you don't want to, and that was a Deadpool movie. No, you got enough of him to where you got to enjoy him. He got to say a bunch of shit. It would have been cool to see him actually like throw down, fight. But if they put her in the movie and she don't fight, you put Jean in and she say some funny shit for 10 minutes and bounce? I don't know. Like that seemed anticlimactic. You know what I mean? But she could be Spider-Woman. You know what I mean? Something, Jessica Drew. That'd be cool. But I just, Black Cat is who, at this point in time, it should be Black Cat. It should be Black Cat, like Gwen Stacy. You could bring in Morbius, maybe. Nah. Maybe, I don't think they'd have her fall in love with Morbius, but they could do the love triangle with somebody else. But like, I think Jean Grey is the worst pick to me out of all the characters. Like, you gonna introduce now in Spider-Man. Nah, introduce Jean in the X-Men shit, bro. Like, let's get it right.
Zink is the mutant Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day. They might just want to wait for 2 weeks after Brand New Day comes out to announce anything about the mutants in the X-Men, because they can't really make that announcement without Sadie Sink being up there as part of the lineup. We also know that in the mix is going to be another Deadpool movie, according to Ryan Reynolds. And here's what Simu Liu said about a possible Shang-Chi 2.
Look, let's talk about those. Shang-Chi was fuego. Shang-Chi 2, they're taking way too... See, this is the issue with Marvel, bro. This is what they used to do. They used to do Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Hulk, Captain America, Avengers. Then you get Captain America, Thor, I forgot Thor 1, Thor 2. Then you get the Avengers. Then you get Iron Man 3, Captain America 3, Thor 3. You built up those characters, right? Then you had Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man, Ant-Man 1, Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man. You hit the mugs each time. The only one you didn't do it with was Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, I think, was the longest movie until it got a sequel. It was like six something years. And that movie was hitting, but I think you would have did better building up the character. People love Doctor Strange. Now when you could drop Doctor Strange any point in time, we want to go see it. The same thing with Shang-Chi. His shit came out around the pandemic time, so it didn't have time to hit. You should have doubled down with it. At least come with a special presentation. I think a special presentation for a lot of these movies would have. That shit, y'all was cooking with those. They was cooking with those special presentations, man. And if you make them really good, even though it's 1 hour, it'll have replay value. You want to watch it again. I would have put my money on that shit. Oh, and Deadpool 4? Are they going to do a Deadpool 4? I would like for them to do a Deadpool 4 where it's really focused on Deadpool like they did the other two movies. And you know how this one was Deadpool and Wolverine. But I could also see them doing something that, like, I couldn't do Deadpool and Spider-Man because Spider-Man's too big, but I would like a Spider-Man cameo. I've been saying this about Marvel, man, especially like Marvel Knights. Having Spider-Man cameo or having Captain America cameo in the R-rated movies, we could see them do like R-rated. I want to see them do R-rated shit, but see them amongst R-rated shit. You know what I mean? Like if people were, like even there were zombies, but like heads blowing up and like blood on the shield. You know what I mean? I could always see somebody's head blowing up and Spider-Man being like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Because, he don't kill people. You could slide them dudes into some R-rated movies and have your cake and eat it too and still be like, Spider-Man is PG-13. We're going to keep it for the kids. We're going to keep it kid friendly. We're not even going to spoil it or tell anybody that, oh yeah, he pops up in the Deadpool movie. And, maybe kids will go want to see it after that. But they were seeing it anyway. I was at the theater watching Deadpool and there were kids like trying to get in and they're like, you need a parent to get in. I was like, damn, remember those days? Now I'm drinking alcohol in this bitch. Either way, yeah, man, they gotta get the Shang-Chi movie out. Deadpool 4, I like that. X-Force would be cool too. Like I said, the way they did Wolverine and Hulk, the cartoon, doing that shit in real life or something like that. They had Deadpool in it. They had Omega Red. You got characters,
the reason
man.
Why people even ask about a sequel is because we have so many incredible fans that loved the first one so much. And I will never, ever...
And I still say this, man. My favorite character from the Shang-Chi movies was the sister. Her taking over the 10 Rings was cool. You should have just did a 10 Rings show. This is what the TV shows on Disney Plus could have been about. You could have kept it continuing without ruining out any major characters, but
stop.
What do I know?
The most grateful for all of those people. They're the reason why I'm here and the reason why we have, we're even throwing words like sequel around. Whenever and wherever the call comes, I would crawl through a mile of broken glass on my bare hands to do it.
You hear that?
I know how much this movie means to me, but more importantly, I know how much it means.
We should be on Shang-Chi 2, Shang-Chi 3 by now, bro. He should be getting for you. If you want to hype up these characters, you got to
also
give them.
Acknowledge that Kevin Feige this week told a Chinese news outlet that Marvel Studios has currently charted out the next 16 years to the year 2042. I think those are all going to be filled with mutant saga stories in a somewhat rebooted MCU where there is an Iron Man alive again, clearly a new version of T'Challa, as well as X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Avengers all living together in one restored universe. But the question remains, Secret Wars. How will the Russo brothers stick to that December 2027 release date if they haven't started shooting it? It's going to be a huge effect.
They already started
Here's
shooting
my
that shit.
theory. The reason they had a December 2028 release date for Black Panther 3, but only a general 2028 release date for Ghost Rider, is that maybe in August they're going to announce Secret Wars being delayed to May 2028. Ghost Rider will come out in July 2028, and they might try to release X-Men in between Doomsday and Secret Wars and give X-Men that December 17th, 20.
Wait a minute, bro. What are you talking about? You saying they can't drop Secret Wars because they ain't started shooting Secret Wars, but they can drop X-Men? Have they started shooting X-Men? I don't think they have. That don't make no damn sense. Look, X-Men should come, but I really think you should slow burn that shit. The same way you did Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Captain America 1, Captain America 2. With the X-Men have such good individual stories. Storm need a trilogy. Okay? I think Wolverine, especially if you're doing a new Wolverine, I would do a Wolverine trilogy. And then I would do a trilogy with honestly, I would probably go Magneto, but if you want to just do, I would go Magneto because he's your next top guy, even though he's a villain. Or Wanda, you can see how Wanda, balances shit out, and she's already got hype. You got to bring Elizabeth Olsen into the Brotherhood of Mutants. You know what I mean? Bring back Quicksilver. Honestly, I don't care which one. I want y'all to bring back the one from Age of Ultron because I honestly liked him the best, even though I didn't. You know how fans sometimes we don't know shit. I'll admit when I didn't know shit. When they replaced the Quicksilver from the X-Men movie, the one that did the slow-mo in the kitchen and pushing all the forks and stuff, that dude was cold. I love that scene. That was legendary. We love Quicksilver going into that movie. It just made us love him even more coming out of that movie. But when they replaced him with the other guy, I didn't like it. I didn't like that they replaced him, but the other guy did a great job. Even in the movie, watching the movie, why they replace him in that? By the end of the movie, you're like, he was cool. And now, all these years after watching all of them over and over again, he was actually the better Quicksilver, more comic accurate. But yeah, I would do some shit like that. You know what I mean? I would do some shit like that. I would go Storm, Wolverine, maybe Professor X and Magneto, tell their story together and then do X-Men. I would do X-Men about Jean and Cyclops mostly, with Mr. Sinister as the villain because he's obsessed with their ass. Ghost Rider, great idea. I think, once again, I'm glad it's not a special presentation or a show. That's a movie character. He needs movie budget, movie graphics. Same with Silver Surfer. So I've been dying on this hill. I don't think I've said it enough. He need a trilogy, man. Silver Surfer, him, Norrin Rad from Zen-La, he need a trilogy because he's one of the coldest characters, one of the most recognizable characters, and he's so attached to so many other characters, especially in the cosmic shit. Y'all couldn't launch the shit with Captain Marvel like you wanted to. Guardians was good. I would go with Silver Surfer over Nova. I think they're doing Nova. Nova's all right, but I'd go Silver Surfer. That's just he need a trilogy.
A 27 release date. That would give the Russo brothers another 6 months
but they shouldn't be special
to shoot and
presentations.
finish Secret Wars.
We need the budget and graphics
Jake Schreier
for
and
some
his
good
team
shit.
and his cast break ground at the end of this year and give themselves 12 months for post-production.
And honestly, with the X-Men, I'd go with the originals.
Have an X-Men movie
Angel,
before Secret
Iceman,
Wars? Well, maybe
Snowball,
you just establish
Iceman.
the X-Men as existing in another reality. Maybe Sadie Sink isn't even in that movie yet. And you could just say that it's going to take place at the same time as Doomsday and it's going to end up swept in an incursion that's going to make this universe part of Battleworld. That would feature this Avengers' new exciting cast from X-Men in Avengers Secret Wars after it, and then you're going to merge all these characters together after Secret Wars anyway. Maybe that's the plan. Otherwise, it looks like we might have to wait until May 2029 to get Marvel Studios X-Men. More on all this stuff coming up throughout the week. Thank you so much for turning to New Rockstars for your Comic-Con coverage this week. So next up on the channel, Sunday will be my breakdown of this Avengers Doomsday trailer that I saw at Comic-Con. Also Sunday, I think we're going to try to have a special sneak peek episode where Jessica and I will recap what we went through this week. On Monday, Jessica is going to have a video breaking down what we know about Black Panther 3. Also Monday will be our breakdown of House of the Dragon episode 6.
I'm looking at too much. That's the hand. See, I'm already seeing too much. I know that's on the poster, so I've seen this. But, man, I'm excited for Spider-Man. I'm excited for Marvel. It looks like they're doing some things right. So I'm not overly like disappointed or hating where we at. Everything's cool, but you still like, we'll see. We'll see what y'all do. Either way, tell me what y'all think. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. Now.
Don't play with my patience, man, they gone with the flow when they tryna fake it. That's not the way I roll, that's not the combination. You start off with the dough before you start the conversation. No one start the salutations, man, don't play with me. I'm coming from a place they would hate to be. I'm going through a phase you would hate to see. They say this life's a trip, ain't no telling where it's taking me. When you on the edge and you make your next move, better be your best. Before you throw it to the depths, better reinvest. Man, I count every moment and count every step, so I know I'm blessed. Now it's time to